My name is Christopher Saunders, and this is a special episode of the Connecticut Sports Talent Show, the top performance of the week. In this case, it was last week, and I'm pleased to have on the second guest. A couple of days ago, I had Sean Clinkscales from Torrington, who just dominated in a game against Naugatuck that I broadcasted and helped Torrington with a win over the Naugatuck Greyhounds. I'm staying in the NVL as I have Darrell McKnight, a senior running back who had over 200 yards, 242 to be exact, and 3 touchdowns in a win over Oxford, which now brings their record to 2-0 as they go up against the Holy Cross Crusaders on Friday. That myself, my partner Steve Gessick will be broadcasting. Darrell, thanks for being able to come on, man.
Thank you.
I think obviously, there's a lot to go over, and I just want to see before we get into anything else, your performance between last week against Wilby, or 2 weeks ago, I should say, and then obviously last week against Oxford, man. To be honest with you, I'm not surprised because it just seems like Ansonia just churns out running backs left and right.
They do.
But, it's great to be able to see your success, man. But, I want to go into, you and I were chatting a little bit before we started this. And you told me that you did not start playing, you basically didn't play football until you got to high school. Was there any particular reason why you did that?
Well, I'm a basketball person at heart. Like, I love basketball. It's always been my passion. And when I came to Ansonia, I just fell into the football environment.
Now, do you still play basketball even to this day?
Yes.
Okay. So to try to compare the two sports, because I know you said freshman year you were running back and sophomore year you were a safety, which I do remember quite a bit because I did a couple of the games for Ansonia 2 years ago in 2019. Do you think that playing basketball, in some ways, you could equate that to your football talent-wise, even though you're very, very raw at the game of football itself?
I think it could relate in some ways.
Mm-hmm.
Like the way you move your body in basketball when you go up, the Euro step, how you get through a hole, you could bounce, just body movement. Some of our body movement is similar to basketball.
Would you say though too also, because I said sophomore year you played safety. Now, because basketball, backpedaling, having to kind of be on your toes and tracking the ball, watching the quarterback, or, depending on what the coverage is and such. Do you think being able to play basketball kind of helped you in that, because you do the same thing in basketball as well?
Oh yeah, that definitely helped with especially the backpedal, like you said. It definitely helped going over the defensive drills in basketball. That helped. That was a big part of me knowing how to cover a receiver.
As far as the game of football, because your freshman year, it was your first year. How did you get accustomed to the game? Because football is difficult. In baseball, you fail more than you succeed. In football, you're having to learn the X's and the O's, the schemes, the coverages, there's so much that goes into that. How was your preparation, and more so, how did you get, what's what I'm looking for, I guess, accustomed to playing football?
I will never forget the first day I played football. It was at Nolan Field, and Coach Buddha, he had asked me to play football, and the team was already running routes. They were going over things, and I was like, maybe I can do that. It might be simple, but it's going to be hard. So I started working every day. After that, I worked every day, and this recently past summer, our former receiver Jalen Johnson, I worked with him every day, on the field. We were at Derby Field early morning, late nights, trying to get better.
I remember Jalen Johnson very, very well. I think he was a kicker, if I remember right, for some time, right?
Yeah, he played kicker and receiver.
Okay, I remember the receiver part, the kicker part too, and he was a very good kicker back in 2019, from what I can remember. Now, and you mentioned how you worked with him, and I think that kind of just rings in the back of my mind, because I was just talking with a former player from Naugatuck who was at WPI. He was a quarterback going in, but now he's transitioned to a wide receiver, and he was working with a former teammate of his on various things. And I said to him, it's great to have kind of that mentor because of the same age and the position now, and you can learn. Do you think working with Jalen Johnson helped your growth as a football player?
Yes, I absolutely think if it wasn't for him, like I maybe not be as in love with the game I am right now. He taught me multiple things about the game. We're both still young, we're both learning about the game, but he knows more about the game than I do because I'm still trying to learn to this day. But yeah, he helped me a lot.
And because of all that you can learn from him, I would think, and I'm going to ask you as far as, because obviously last year there was not a football season. COVID eliminated that. And there was one of two ways that players could go. They could either go into the abyss as far as not being conditioned. Maybe I know some coaches have told me they've lost players because they've lost interest, or they found things where, you know what, I'm not going to play college football. I need to get a job. I need to go do stuff to support my family. For you, how difficult was it during that year plus not having the game of football as far as for your own life, I guess, I should say.
It was very difficult. I was going into the season playing a new position, which I play now, running back. So I had to adjust to switching positions. And just on the life aspect, waking up every day as a teenager, you're trying to go like you got football practice every day. Like you're gonna get conditioned, you have to, that's what you're obligated to do every day. But now you have to make your own time, you have to mature enough and like go to the field on your own time and do everything yourself. And that's what I had learned to do.
See, that answer right there, man, is a very kind of not one that I typically hear from a lot of athletes that I have come on here, because they kind of see it, they see the now. Not many kind of see the overall picture. And I think that's something that is impressive for you to kind of see the full picture as far as kind of what the future holds for you, and kind of seeing, okay, I need to do this. Otherwise, my future could be hurt by that. And also just myself as well.
Yeah.
That's
Health
pretty.
is a big for me.
What was that?
Health is a big thing for me.
Why? Let me ask. Why is that?
Because I feel like, I don't know, just being healthy always been my thing. Like, I feel like you should always want to be healthy. Be the best person you possibly can be in all aspects, like health, what you do in life, how you're going to approach a situation. You should always try to do it the best you can do it. So just being healthy is a big thing.
So should I assume that you were hitting the weights during the year without football, and you were just trying to be in your best shape possible coming into this year?
Yeah, I hit the weights. I think I wasn't that deep into weights, but I'll hit the weights. It was more of footwork, um, just make sure I stretch, um, just working on consistent thing like reps, carrying the ball, finding the gaps, working the gaps, just everything.
And during that work, and I don't know how much communication you had with either former or current players, the coaching staff, Coach Brockett, Tom Brockett, who's a legend in the NVL and in Connecticut for all he's done for the Ansonia Chargers. So much respect for him, so much. Um, did you know that you were going to, coming into this year, that you were going to be the starting running back?
I knew I was going to play running back. There's always, you got to compete for your spot. Nothing's just given to you, especially at Ansonia. So I had to earn my spot, but I knew that there was a potential I can start running back for my senior year.
Did you know, or do you know? I mean, I'm sure you do know, so it's a dumb question, but just the long lineage as far as names that have touched the rock for Ansonia: Shaquem Harmon, Alex Thomas, the Dobbs that we talked about. There's another one at the school right now. It's like they never
Yeah.
end, but they're all good.
I know some of the background, but I don't know the background of Ansonia. I don't know deep into the history.
Mhm.
But I know like Arkell Newsome, Montrell,
Yep.
Alex Thomas, Shy. I know them guys, but any past that I don't know.
I mean, hey, that's Those are all the big names, and there's other ones as well, and beyond running back. But obviously, because of the position you play, it's extended even more, man. I just want to kind of go into, now that you're kind of getting consistent reps and you're seeing how things are being run as far as being a running back, and you're seeing the offensive line, just from your perspective, because you seem like, just in the short time I've been talking to you, you see things in a broader way. So I really want to ask this. What makes the offensive line for Ansonia so effective?
What makes Ansonia line so effective? I think our line is eager. Like they're not scared to make a block or anything like that. Like they're willing to sacrifice their body on the line for anybody on our team, especially a running back.
Do you think too that it's also because they have come up in the system, so they know it? So now it's like second nature. Like they can wake up and they can go, like they don't even have to be told what to do. They just know what to do.
Yeah, that's part of it too. That's definitely a part of a reason.
Yeah, because again, just from afar, watching the games, broadcasting them, I always say, I'm sure people are going to get sick of me when I say it on Friday, but I just gush over the fact of how much the offensive line. It looks like I'm watching a college style offensive line. The way that they know their assignments, they know how to block, the footwork, the technique. It just seems so perfect, and I'm like, how is this real? Because this is high school, and they're doing this.
The consistent reps at practice. We consistently go over things multiple times. No matter if it's one play, we'll go over it multiple times until we get things right.
Is that the same thing too for the running back position for you?
Yeah, that's for all positions. No matter what position you play, we're going to consistently work on to get you better.
Now, is that something that Coach Brockett is saying in the first day of practice of off-season workouts, or is that just something that is known because Ansonia has the track record, as we all know?
That's just something that happens at practice. Like he doesn't say it at all. It just happens.
How about that? He doesn't even have to say anything. It's just you show up to practice first day and you just know off the bat things need to be perfect. Wow, that's awesome. Now, do you watch college football at all by any chance?
Yes, I watch it when I get the chance to.
Oh, because you're a very busy man. You're hard work. If not working, you're on the football field scoring touchdowns and running for 800 yards. Now, who's your favorite team?
My favorite college football team is Clemson.
Nick Saban, as far as what he's done in Alabama. Even in wins, he likes to dissect things and bring up even the smallest thing because he wants to have his team not be as high as they can be, big headed. Is that something that is kind of either with Brockett or the staff? Because you guys, more often than not, are one of the most talented teams on the field. But even in wins, I feel like that's something that is done to make sure you guys are level headed.
That is something that is done. At film, the little things matter to us. Like the bigger things will come if you do the little things right. That's what we always say. We got to make sure we do the little things first, step by step, know our assignments, and it'll be good. But he does. If we win a game, there's something wrong that he finds, no matter what.
So take me into last week against Oxford as far as yourself. Okay. So I'm looking at my list and I'm like, okay, in the film I was able to watch, I didn't see a lot wrong. Honestly, I really didn't see anything wrong that you did as far as running the rock. But for yourself, watching the film Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, whenever you did, what did you see wrong that you want to improve on for Friday against Holy Cross?
I feel like I can accelerate off the ball faster. So when the ball is getting given to me, my first step is my first quick step. I can work on that and work on reading the holes more. Know when to bounce out or know when to hit the hole. What else do I need to work on? Yeah, staying composed too. I think there's moments where I know like nobody knows, but I know where I get to myself and I have to like lock in Darrell. Like, this is what you got to do.
Are you the kind of runner, Darrell, that is more of a north to south, south to north runner, where you in a linear line just go forward once you get the rock? Or do you like to be, either on a pitch where basically what I'm saying is, do you like to kind of have a starting speed, almost like where you're starting to rev up a car and then you're
Oh,
starting to go and then you just go?
no, I like power. Like, I know, like, just handing the ball off to me and I'm just going to come straight.
Really? So north to south runner.
Yeah.
Okay. So you're the bruiser. You just want to take down, you want people to know that, hey, I'm Darrell McKnight. I'm here, just so you know.
Yeah. I'm that guy. Yeah.
Okay. So because of that, and I don't know if you know this or have figured this out yet, or even anyone's ever told you, but do you think by doing that, it helps you later in games? Because, okay, you saying that, first player that came up to my mind was Derrick Henry, who
Yeah.
by the third quarter, nobody wants to tackle him because he's a bruiser. He's hurting people because he's so big. Do you think by doing that it helps you later in games, because now your 4 or 5 yard runs are becoming 10, 15 because they're just tired of getting hit?
I mean, I wouldn't know if it helped, but like it does help in certain ways. Like if a team does see me going like consistently, I'm coming straight at you. I can see like I've seen like in the Oxford game somebody step back when I was coming straight down. I've seen it, so yeah, it helps.
Okay. I think that's something good for myself to know going into the game, but also too, I mean, to be able to take on defenders. Not all running backs like to do that. So why do you like to do that?
Mm, I don't know. It's just I don't know. It's just in me. Like I'm competitive. I'm a very competitive person. So I'm a person where I'm not gonna let the person in front of me get the best of me or embarrass me. I'm gonna make sure I one up that person and make sure I'm that person that outshows that person or I outwork that person in that possession.
I mean, the workman has shown against Wilby, against Oxford. I mean, you're like, realistically, you could be over 1,000 yards by the third week, fourth week of the season, depending on what you do. And you know, just looking at that and all the success and all that comes with the, I guess, quote unquote pressure of being Ansonia running back. Do you feel that pressure, or is that just something that you don't even think about?
I feel no pressure. I just go out there and ball and do what I can do to help my team. That's all I worry about.
I wish I had that feeling, no pressure. That right there is a unique trait that's really cool. That is really cool. Looking at obviously the game against Holy Cross, that very well could be the NBO championship right there. The last time, I don't know if you know this, but the last time that Holy Cross beat Ansonia was back in 2009. I think it was at Holy Cross, if I remember right. But overall, I think Ansonia has beaten them like 44, 46 to only like 4 losses, 3 losses, something like that. I mean, do you guys even think about that? Or is it kind of like, you know what, new team, new year, we still got a ball?
We don't think about like how many times we beat the person. When we have a matchup, it's okay, we're gonna do this, we're gonna do that, we're gonna try to go out there and beat them. That's our only thing on our mind, to do what we can to prepare ourselves the best way to beat that team.
And looking at yourself, because obviously you're going to be one of the main players that the Crusaders are going to want to try to stop. And I mean, good luck to them. Hasn't been figured out yet. But also too, just like it, as far, because okay, the conditions right now look like it's supposed to rain tomorrow, Thursday, and Friday. There's going to be a
Yeah,
lot of rain. And that field, last time I checked, Jarvis Field, when it gets rainy, it gets muddy. When it gets
yeah.
muddy, it gets slippery. When it gets slippery, there's a lot of mud. So does that bother you, affect you that there could be some conditions that may hinder your running ability or not?
No, I'm gonna go out there ball no matter what. That's what I'm gonna do. I mean, it rained our first two games.
Mhm.
So rain in another game won't hurt. But I never think about the conditions. I just know it's gonna be a fight no matter what. Like if it's muggy outside and I'm slipping, I'm gonna have to suck it up, be a man, and continue running the ball.
This attitude that you have and this mature, like you act older than what you are age-wise. Do you credit that? I mean, you spoke about your mother earlier. Is that one of your main reasons why you are as kind of calm and cool as you are?
Yeah, my mom plays a big part in my life. Like, she's like one of the people that's there for me the most. So yeah, I can say for my mom. She like learned, she taught me how to be the humble. Like even if things are going your way, continue the right way so nothing will slip.
Has she been at the last two games that you've played?
Uh she went to the last game, not the first game.
Okay. So I'm assuming when you were running for over 203 touchdowns, she was probably going crazy on the sidelines or in the stands rather.
Yeah.
That's awesome, man. I'm sure she's going to be there even in the rain, right? Doesn't matter.
She's gonna support me through it all.
Hey, man, that's awesome. But hey, Darrell, I really do appreciate you coming in. I do have one more question for you, really quick. The overall, and I think you're going to continue on this pace, which is going to be, again, just add your name at the end of the season to the record books or to wherever they put running backs Ansonia. Just put your name right there. As far as yourself, how do you want people to remember you the rest of the season as an Ansonia running back?
Well, I don't want people just to remember me as my game. I don't know what I do off the field. Like I'm a very I help people around me, make sure the people around me are smiling, lift other people up. But as on the field, it would be nice to have my name next to the good running backs. You know, that's everybody's dream as a Ansonia running back to have your name up to the high level where everybody else is at. But yeah.
You know, man, it's not too many times I say where I feel like I'm coming away speaking to somebody who's my age because I'm 28. But it's very unique. It's really cool. I like this. Don't change. Thank you so much for being able to come on. I really do appreciate it. Hopefully, I can talk to you on
Thank
Friday
you.
before the game.
Thank you. I appreciate being on the podcast.
No problem, buddy. Yeah, you're welcome to come back on anytime. Seriously.
Okay.
All right.
Appreciate it a lot.
No problem, man. I'll wrap things up in the Connecticut Sports Talent Show. So until next time, stay safe. Remember, CT stands for Connecticut Talent. I'm our jury and find them all. Enjoy the rest of your day, everybody, and be well.